Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I'm J Dog, government name Justin Hale. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I got a show lined up for us today. First things first, y'all. We're going to bed tonight for the last time without ball. If that ain't enough to get you fired up, ain't enough to make you subscribe to the channel, I don't know what is. Literally waking up. We got college game day tomorrow. We got football from 12 o'clock to probably 11 o'clock at night. It's the good little appetizer to take in till we get to week one, y'all. And week one starts Thursday. I know everybody's waiting on Saturday because most of your teams play then, but week one starts Thursday. So we got games tomorrow, then we got a little 5-day rest, and then it's boom, Thursday, boom, Friday, boom, Saturday, boom, Sunday, boom, Monday. We got 5 days in a row next week, y'all. So this is a perfect public service announcement to all the wives and girlfriends. You're about to lose your husband every Saturday, or your boyfriend, whatever. You're losing them every Saturday from now till January. So instead of giving them hell on Saturdays, just let the man watch football. You know it happens every year. So just lock in with them, enjoy your Saturdays watching football, and have fun. Before we get into it, y'all, I got one question. I want to know if y'all remember this moment in sports history right here. Do you remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Boyman Bowl? I watched Waterboy yesterday on YouTube for free, so that's been stuck in my head all day today. Football's the devil, y'all. Football's the devil. That's what women think. Bobby Boucher's mom was right. Women think football's the devil. Not all of them. Some women are football fans. I'm just giving y'all a hard time if you're a woman watching, y'all. A lot of y'all like to watch football. A lot of you don't. Let your man enjoy his Saturday, and if his team loses and he's in a bad mood, do whatever you got to do to make it better for him. So we got a show lined up today, y'all. We're going to get into it. I'm going to stop talking enough crazy junk. Just trying to bring a little comedy to the show. Listen, we got the SEC going to 9 conference games. Me personally, I thought we should stay at 8 just because it's the hardest conference in football. Yes, the Big 10 plays 9. Yes, the Big 12 plays 9. Neither one of those are anywhere near the gauntlet that the SEC is. The ACC says they're going to work on going to 9, but they're going to have to add another team to go to 9 because they don't have enough teams to play 9 games, supposedly. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. Brett McMurphy put on there that it's mathematically impossible for them to play 9 conference games. So, we'll see about that. We got Paul Feinbaum thinks Texas walks the floor with Ohio State. He said Ohio State's a good team. They're not elite. He thinks Texas roster's better. I don't know about that. We got Notre Dame basically saying that us going to 9 games is just basically verified that they're wanting to stay independent. And then you got Deion Sanders pulling a Coach Carter, y'all. Deion Sanders trying to be like Coach Carter. If you don't know who Coach Carter is, surely anybody that's watching this has seen the movie Coach Carter. So without further ado, oh yeah. And did South Carolina get fleeced by Nike? I think they did. So without further ado, y'all lock in with me. Make sure you hit that like button. Share, subscribe, please. I'm trying to get to 100 by week 1. We're stuck at 47. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Get in the comment section. Without further ado, let's lock in. Y'all grab your drink, grab your snacks, whatever you want to do. Let's get into it. One more thing. I bought me a camera. It's going to make my video quality a little better. Probably won't be here till like Wednesday. I'm just trying to give y'all better quality videos. I appreciate y'all watching on my videos the way they are. I'm just a poor boy from East Tennessee. Got a family, bills, all that. I'm going to work my way up on quality and all that as I can. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. First up, the SEC going to non-conference games. The only reason I don't like it is because I think we're giving in to the Big Ten. Because the Big Ten wants us to do 9 games. And they're not willing to agree to any 16-team playoff stuff with us if we don't. We'll talk about that in a second. The Southeastern Conference on Thursday announced it'll move to a 9-game conference schedule for the 2026 football season. So this takes effect next season, y'all. This ain't nothing down the road. This starts next year. With each team having 3 permanent games to reserve traditional rivalries, while the other 6 will rotate. So you got 3 teams you play every year that are really like supposed to be your traditional rivalry teams. We can debate on who those are for Tennessee, and every other team says the rotation among the other 6 opponents will mean every SEC team will face every other team in the league at least once every 2 years, and every opponent home and away within 4 years. So with the nine games, everybody play everybody within 2 years. Within 2 years. But you may play somebody away, and you won't play them at home until 2 years later. So it kind of keeps teams from getting an easier schedule, kind of like a Missouri or something this year, and then a Florida having a gauntlet. But I really think Sankey just done it. I think he gave in to the Big Ten. Now, if we're going to 9 and we're going to agree to the 4-4, 2-2-1, 16-team playoff, I'm okay with that. But if we're going to the 9 games to get the Big Ten to do the 5-11, I'm not very happy about it. Because everybody knows the SEC is the hardest conference, top to bottom. Even Big Ten people say the Big Ten's caught up with you up top. But from top to bottom, the SEC is the toughest. So why would we agree to 9 games if we're still going to do the 5-11? Because at the end of the day, somebody in our conference will get screwed out of a spot because of it. Because if the committee don't start taking strength of schedule in more seriously, then we're screwing ourselves. Now, I don't know the backstory behind it. I just think Greg Sankey gave in to Tony Petitti, and if that's the case, Tony Petitti better give in to the SEC and do whatever we want. Because our coaches vehemently told Greg Sankey at the spring meetings they did not want to go to 9 games. They did not want to go to 9 games. Period. And a lot of these out-of-conference games we've got scheduled, y'all, they're probably going to get dropped. All these big out-of-conference games we've got, they're probably going to get dropped because I know they said we got to play 1 Power 4 team, but if you got to play 9 SEC games, Alabama's not going to play Ohio State. Don't play somebody like Virginia or something because you can't risk getting that second loss like that. You can't risk having an extra loss out of conference when you're playing 9 SEC games. That's just my personal opinion. Let's keep going. The SEC announcement on Thursday did not include further information on 3 rivalry games. The league announced it'll continue with the single standings, non-divisional structure. So they're not going back to East and West. It's just going to be straight up like it is now. We'll mandate that teams play also 1 non-conference opponent from a power conference. A team from either the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, or Notre Dame. So like I said, a lot of these big games that are getting scheduled, I don't think they're going to keep scheduling. I think you'll have to play a team from one of them conferences, but you're going to try to pick Wake Forest or somebody of that nature because you're not going to want to play Ohio State or Michigan when they're good. A team like that, you're not going to want to play them Clemson when you've already got a non-conference schedule game now. Unless you get the 4 automatic bids in the 16-team playoffs. So unless you get the 4-4-2-1, I think a lot of these big out-of-conference games are about to take a back seat. I really do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've got a good agreement in place. I don't know. But I know our coaches are not happy about it because that's the one thing they told Sankey they did not want. Me personally, I'm happy for it just for the extra good games you're getting. But I don't want to screw our teams out of playoff spots. Because the Big Ten plays 9 conference games, but then you still got teams like Indiana's whose strength of schedule is ranked in the hundreds because the bottom 5 or 6 in the Big Ten are absolute garbage. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They're freaking trash. Our bottom teams are Vandy and Kentucky, teams that can beat you any Saturday. Northwestern, Maryland now. Maryland's fell way off. Maryland was always a decent program. But teams like Northwestern are not going to beat you on any given Saturday. They're just not. The SEC has established itself as a leader in delivering the most compelling football schedule in college athletics. Greg Sankey said, fans will see traditional rivalries preserved, new matchups more frequently, and a level of competition unmatched across the country. That's absolutely true. I mean, they already see it. Our level of competition's unmatched already. And it will be great to have another meaningful game on your schedule. It will. It'll replace one of the little scrub teams you play every year. But as long as we keep scheduling good out-of-conference games too, and don't get scared out of it because the committee don't care about strict schedule. I don't care about their new metric. This year, if they don't show the strict schedule matters more, it's going to hurt the SEC in the long run. After years of discussion, the SEC is officially making the move towards a There's 2 different articles. That's why it's repeating itself. As for when fans will find out what the new schedule will look like, Greg Sankey said the league is still aiming for the December release date. He cited the success of the reveal show in years past, but said there's still plenty of work left to do. If you don't know, the SEC releases their conference schedule every year in December for the next year. So we won't know who's playing who or nothing like that till next year. And honestly, the schedule's going to be weird because the way they had set up with the 8 games, like Oklahoma on their schedule, they would have got replaced with Texas next year. Are we still going to have Texas next year? Or are we going to have it? I don't know how it's going to work. Hell, he don't even know how it's going to work. He done said there's still a lot of work to do. So I guess we won't find out nothing about the schedule until then. I'll be anxious to see who Tennessee ends up with. Right here it says, Sankey also discussed how the conference will decide permanent opponents. He said geography and historical rivalries would play roles. Sankey pointed out the number of high-profile rivalry games within the SEC and said preserving them will be a priority. If I had to take a stab on who Tennessee's 3 permanent rivalries would be, if it's geography and historical, it'd be Alabama, Vandy, and probably Kentucky for the most part. I really hope it ends up being Alabama, Vandy, and Florida. But we'll see. Like I said, we won't know nothing for a while on that. That's just me having wishful thinking. I know Alabama will be one of them. That's a given because that's the 3rd Saturday in October, one of the biggest rivalries in the SEC. One of the things we can do by playing more games is it does even out the schedule balance. I think it can do that. Now, there's still going to be teams you think have a way easier schedule than you. That's just part of it. Now you're never going to have a perfectly equal competitive balance, but the more games you play, the more balanced it is across the league. Yep, it's harder, but playing more games makes that balance better. You'll remember we talked about in divisions. There's a great disparity between the winning percentages, even within the divisions. The team schedule could be heavily weighted, which that's a given. It's like now you got a team like Missouri who's going to won 10 games last year, but their schedule is way easier. They probably wasn't even better than the Florida team that went 7-5, 6-6, whatever Florida went last year. It's slipping my mind right now. I clicked the wrong one. Sorry about that. So I think it's okay. It can be okay. But it all depends on what we decide to do with the 16-team playoff now. We gave in to the Big Ten on the 9 conference games. I think we're wanting them to give in on the 5-11, which I'm not a fan of. I like the 4-4-2-2-1 better. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the 4-4-2-2-1 is the Big Ten and the SEC both get 4 automatic bids. The ACC and Big 12 get 2. Then you got the group of 5. That's the 1. And that leaves 3 spots left for at-large bids. In the 5-11, it's just all 4 Power 4 conference champs. And then the 1 group of 5, and then 11 at-large bids. So if we're going to do 9 conference games, I prefer the 4-4-2-2-1 model. That way I know for sure 4 of our teams are going to get rewarded for their hard schedule. And you could possibly have another one get in at the at-large bid. Because, I mean, let's keep it real. The Big Ten and the SEC are the top dogs in football. And then the ACC is probably a little better than, well, they are a little better than the Big 12. But they're top heavy too right now. I mean, it's Miami and Clemson. Then you got the next tier, Louisville, Georgia Tech. That's really good teams, but they're not elite. And then there's a major drop-off after that. I mean, if a team like Virginia Tech could get back up to where they could be, where they have been historic, I mean, in the early 90s, 2000s, that would help the ACC a lot. But right now, it's really SMU is a pretty good team too, but the ACC is definitely behind the Big Ten, the SEC. It's got the SEC, the Big Ten's there with them and at the top, but even from the middle of their conference down, they don't compare to the SEC. So I'm hoping we end up with the 4-4-2-2-1 model now that the SEC's going to 9 games. Will it make the regular season awesome? Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll have to drop either a Division II team or one of your group of 5 teams off your schedule. But you still have to keep a Power 4 team in your out of conference as well. But the only way I'd agree to that is if the Big Ten decide to schedule 2 Power 4 games out of conference. Because just to make it a little more even with how deep our conference is compared to theirs, I know that won't happen. It's like Indiana dropping a Power 4 game and adding daggone, like they got Indiana State 2 years in a row and stuff, but then they want to talk about our schedules. It blows my mind. And so this has made Notre Dame even more scared of joining a conference. Literally right here, Notre Dame says the SEC scheduling decision further solidifies our independence. I think if we're doing 16 teams and all these conferences are playing 9 games, Notre Dame should be forced to join a conference finally. Them being independent should absolutely end. Them getting to schedule one or two high quality opponents a year and then schedule Navy and Army and Lord knows who else. They got a mid tier schedule every year and they're getting rewarded for it. So if everybody's going to 9 games, everybody's making their schedules harder, Notre Dame should have to join the Big Ten or the ACC. They play in the ACC in basketball, basically every conference besides football. So it's time for Notre Dame to quit being pansies, quit using tradition, all that as an excuse for not joining the conference in football. All it is you're scared if you join a conference and you have to play a really tough schedule that you're not going to go 10-2, 11-1 anymore. Because right now you got it made. You pick every game you play. Shouldn't be like that. Hopefully within the next couple of years, Notre Dame has to join a conference. If they don't have to join the conference, they should be required to have so many top tier teams from, say, the last 3 or 4 years winning percentage. They should have to have at least 4 to 5 of them teams on their schedule every year. I know Notre Dame fans ain't going to like that, but that's my personal opinion. Up next, we will cover South Carolina absolutely getting fleeced by Nike, y'all. To any Tennessee fan that's mad about us going to Adidas, this right here should tell you all you need to know about Nike. We was getting paid a little more than this by Nike, but the deal we got with Adidas is literally, if not the best deal in the country of any school with their sponsoring company. It's top 2 or 3. So right now, Tennessee's getting one of the best deals in the country, if not the best. And we left a deal like this. Our deal was a little better than that. We was ranked in the 20s to 30 on deals with Nike, how much money they's paying us. And South Carolina just screwed themselves by they're leaving Under Armour, going to Nike. Says the terms of the South Carolina and Nike partnership have been revealed. The Gamecocks will receive $500 in cash per year. $5 million over 10 years and an alternate uniform. You know how terrible of a deal that is? Just to say you're wearing Nike? These kids are going to start going where the money's at, and Tennessee can make Adidas cool again, y'all. I mean, we're a hot team right now. We're going to have national ads. We're getting $20 million a year, y'all, from Adidas. We're their flagship program. We're going to have national ads. Our players are going to get to be in national ads. They're going to help pay players to come here. They're going to give them NIL deals. They're going to be featured and stuff. Y'all, this is what Nike thought of us, too. As Jason Swain said, Nike showed us what they thought about us, and Adidas showed us that they think we're the best team that they'll get, and they're going to treat us like that. We're not getting treated like South Carolina is anymore. There's no way South Carolina's Under Armour deal was worse than that. That will hurt South Carolina in the long run. Yeah, they'll be able to say, oh, we got a Nike deal. But look how terrible that is. They're getting $500,000 a year, y'all. And an alternate uniform. And there's our fans complaining about going to Adidas. And we're getting $20 million a year from Adidas. And get to make our own jerseys. If you're a South Carolina fan, I feel sorry for you that your athletic director got absolutely fleeced like that. And this is for 10 years, y'all. Our deal with Adidas is for 10 years. And it's going to take our program to a whole nother level, y'all. This one right here is going to take South Carolina back. Because South Carolina was one of Under Armour's main teams. Now they're just another one of Nike's 40 or 50 teams that Nike don't care about, besides Oregon and Texas and Ohio State. If you're not one of them, Nike does not take care of you. Now South Carolina's in that list. I cannot believe how bad they got fleeced on this deal, y'all. I mean, absolutely fleeced. $500,000 a year to wear Nike stuff for them. That shows you that Nike does not think highly of South Carolina at all. And obviously, South Carolina don't think highly of themselves for taking that deal. So for anybody that's complaining about our Adidas deal, start giving Danny White his props. He got us the best deal in the country, y'all. I think it's the best deal in the country. Like I said, if it ain't, it's top 2 or 3 deal in the country. It's better than Texas's deal with Nike. The only one that might be behind is Oregon's with Nike, and that's because the owner of damn Nike went to or is an Oregon alum. And he's doing everything he can to see Oregon win a national championship before he dies. He said that himself. So if you're down on Tennessee going to Adidas, that should make you enjoy it way more. Because Danny White proves over and over again why he's the best athletic director in the country. If you don't agree with it and you're a Tennessee fan, I don't know what he's got to do to get you to. I know you're probably mad about the tickets prices going up. Me personally, you raise them as much as you want to as long as we're winning. But if we start losing, those ticket prices being that high ain't going to work out. But as long as we're winning, I'm cool with it. Now we're going cashless after this year in Neyland Stadium. Do what you want with tickets and all that. I don't care. As long as we're winning, I love it. And as long as you're getting deals like we got with Adidas, I'm in. You got Pilot, sponsor on the field. They're giving us money. Then you got Food City giving us money for Thompson Bowl and Arena. I mean, Danny White's out here striking the best deals you can find, y'all. There's still fans mad about it. Like I said, does it suck if you're somebody that loves to go to a game and you're lower middle class like I am? Sure. But I'm just of the mindset, I'll just sit at home or go to a buddy's or family's house and watch it, raise hell, have a good time. As long as we're winning, baby. Like Al Davis said, just win, baby, win. I know not everybody has that mindset. Y'all tell me y'all's opinion in the comment section. Do you think Danny White raising prices is a big deal? Are you mad about it because you like going to games? Or are you of my mindset where as long as you win, you don't give a damn? I mean, that Adidas deal, it's going to help us win, y'all. Now, I think it's going to help us flip Tristan Keys from LSU. He's already got an NIL deal with Adidas. He can't wear no Adidas stuff at LSU. You know why? Because they're Nike. So that's something to think about, y'all. Up next, you got Paul Feinbaum saying Texas is going to whoop Ohio State's ass. I really don't even think think this game is going to be close. Texas roster is better. He also said he thinks Ohio State's just a good team, not an elite team. I can't agree with you on that, Paul. I mean, I just can't. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. I do think Texas wins. But I think it's going to be a game that comes down to the wire. I think Texas wins by about a field goal or a touchdown. And I think Ohio State could possibly not lose a game the rest of the season. It's all on how good is Julian saying. He's got the weapons to throw the ball to. He's just got to be average. Now, their defense could take a step back this year. They lost a lot on defense, y'all. But they're kind of like Georgia. They reload. Tennessee's starting to get like that. They're kind of like Georgia and other teams. They just reload. Yeah, sometimes youth will bite you in the ass. But besides Texas, Ohio State's 2 big games are Penn State and Michigan. Besides that, they got a cupcake schedule pretty much that they're probably going to win and make the playoff with. I mean, that's why I don't like us going to 9 games with the way our conference works compares to them, but it is what it is. Y'all tell me in the comment section if you think that game will be a blowout like Paul Feinbaum thinks, or do you think it's going to be a nail biter come down to the end like I think? I love Paul's show, but some of his takes are just... I think sometimes he just says shit to get people riled up like Stephen A. Smith does. I swear I do. Last but not least, we're going to go over Deion Sanders pulling a Coach Carter out here, y'all. He's laying the law down. Deion Sanders' third season as head coach Colorado Buffaloes comes with the new guideline each player must follow. Coach promised set classroom dress code for his players, and that's not just referring to time working in the meeting rooms, it's the actual classrooms for player studies. Sanders has set the rules that slides, hoodies, headphones are banned in the classroom, but that's not all. I understand the headphones for sure. And that's not all. Let me pull the other slide up. Colorado football players also must not sit in the back row of classes, and if the class is online, shirts must be worn, and there is no walking around while logged in to virtual lectures. I feel like wearing a shirt is common sense. I can't believe you got to tell your players that. Obviously, some players have done that for him to feel the need to say that. Sitting there actually listening and not walking around while logged in. I think that's common sense as well. So obviously he's had some players showing their ass on online classes for him to feel like he needs to even say that. And last but not least, if I see you in slides on campus, we're going to have a problem. If I see you with the hoodie on in class, with headphones on in class, it's going to be a problem. If I see you sitting in the back of the classroom, it's going to be a problem. The slides thing, I think a lot of coaches let their players wear slides to class. The hoodies thing, as long as you don't have your hood up, not an issue with me. The headphones, why would you wear headphones to class when you're supposed to be there learning? If you have headphones on, how are you learning? So I don't know why you even have to tell your players that. Maybe around their neck or something. I don't know. If you've ever seen the movie Coach Carter, you will wear suits on game day. You will sit in the front of the class. You will maintain a C average, I think it was. So Coach Prime's out here acting like Coach Carter, y'all. A lot of those things I agree with, though. I mean, if you got an online class, you should wear a shirt. You should sit there and listen. If you're in class, you shouldn't have headphones on. You shouldn't have your hood up. You shouldn't be. So a lot of it I agree with, and I'm not a Coach Prime fan. I'm glad he's healthy again. I'm glad he got rid of his cancer. But as soon as I read that and saw that clip, I thought to myself, he's watched the movie Coach Carter, y'all. Let's see if there's anything I forgot to go over. I don't think so. Y'all please get in that comment section for me. Y'all please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100 by week 1. It's not looking good, but I got faith in y'all. All it takes is a couple of y'all hitting that subscribe button that's watching, that's not subscribed, to get the momentum going. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all want to join my Facebook group, it's the same name as the channel. I appreciate y'all tuning in. God bless you. As always, go Vols.